Guys, just a very quick video answering your frequently asked questions. So we are on week 5 now, and most of you are still on module 1 and 2. And that is totally fine with me because as I've mentioned, hindi naman ako nakafocus sa module output nyo. As long as we are able to finish your performance task by the end of the semester. And what is bothering me now is that we are in week 5 and yet only a few of you have submitted your research topics or your chosen research topics. I already uploaded some video links on about how to choose a good research topic, how to trim it down, how to make it interesting, and I'm still waiting for your answers to that because as of now wala pa ding masyado nagsisend. So I think there are a few, medyo nakabilang pa lang ng kamay ko. And how many sections are you? 6 sections from 1201 to 1206 under me. And yet, per section, mga isa or dalawa pa lang ang nagpapacheck. So I think there are 3 to 5 groups in each section. So I need to know what's the problem. And then, here comes a message that says, naguguluhan po kami kung ano ang susundin. Kung yung topic ba na binigay sa module or yung topic po na gusto namin. Of course, you go with what you want. Huwag nyo sundan yung module because it's generalized. So, choose a topic that is relevant to your strand. As I always mention, as much as possible, don't just focus on the survey, the effect of this and the effect of that, or the number of this and the number of that. Also, be considerate with the fact that we are a global competitive schools when it comes to research. So even though we are now in a time of a pandemic, think of something pa then na you think would create an impact to our school, to our environment, and to the society. So for me, yun lang naman yung consideration ko. Somehow, it should be relevant to your study. Example of a research topic, diabetes among senior high school students. So, that's already a topic, diba? You will look into diabetes. So, either type 1 or type 2 diabetes as long as the targeted population is the senior high school students. So, just 100 students who have diabetes in senior high school. And if you can find those in Metro Manila, so, or masyado marami yung 100, you can go for 50 and just look into ano ba yung mga naramdaman nilang symptoms, how does it affect their schooling, yung mga ganon. So it's one of the topic that you can check. And then another one is, for example, cancer among senior high school students. Meron ba among 15 years old? Ilan yung tinatamaan na ng cancer or ano-ano yung mga cancer sa age bracket ng 15 to 18. So specific na yun, right? So, 15 your population is 15 to 18 years old in Metro Manila and ilan sa kanila yung nagkakaroon ng cancer or kung malaki yung Metro Manila, you can focus in Muntinlupa. So, yung mga ganun bagay, if you know. So, di ba, ilan kayo sa group? Let's say 10 kayo sa group or 7 kayo sa group and then ask them, may kakilala ba kayo? Isa sa inyo maghahanap nung ganong population, nung mga baka may kakilala sila, ganyan. So, those can be your research topic. Ano pa ba yung mga pwede your research topic? Compliance of the 18, ano ba, sa ngayon, 21 years old, pwede pang lumabas, 18 years old, pwede nang lumabas, right? So, ano yung mga compliance nila for the past 7 months? Nagpunta ba sila ng mall or not? And ano yung mga naging effect? Or also, let's say, in this time of pandemic, ilan ba sa age bracket nyo yung nagkaroon ng COVID-19? So, 15 to 18 years old na nagkaroon ng COVID-19 and saan kaya nila nakuha. Those are the things that you can consider. So, those are just the research topics, diba? Ano yung nasa sample na modules nyo? Bullying and academic performance, diba? How does bullying affect academic performance? Or ano-ano yung mga bullying na nai-encounter nila sa school, sa community. So, think of those things. Also, ano pa din yung aralin? How do STEM students learn best? So, for example, saan sila mas natututo? Sa mga videos, sa mga hard copy modules or sa digital modules? Ano yung mga preferred modes of learning among STEM students in MNHS? So those are the sample topics that you can think of that is related to your strand and relevant to your life and in this time of pandemic. Next, another question that I receive is, ma'am, we want to pursue our SIP that is approved already by Dr. Hilapo last semester, and that is okay with me. Now, here are my considerations before I approve that, since I am now your research teacher. Before I approve that, I need to know your research plan or your action plan. Submit to me including your Gantt chart from October 5 to February 2021. I need to be strict with the submission of your final output because you are graduating students. And for the past years, STEM students have always been late in terms of submission of the grades of research because tapos na ang semester, hindi pa tapos ang research output. And we need to put an end to that culture. You need to submit on time. Hindi kayo hihintayin ng closing of school year. So please, as much as possible, submit to me a Gantt chart indicating when you will end your research paper and how you will push through it. Now, here are the considerations if you will push through your SIP. The first consideration is that we are in a limited movement. Wala kayong access masyado sa school. I'm not sure if the school will be open for your scientific project. Next, I'm not sure if DOST or other third-party consultants will accommodate us. Again, guys, we are in the midst of a pandemic. Third, we will need your parents' waiver every time you would go out and do your research. I will not sign your waiver. Your parents will sign that for you. So check that with your parents first. Okay? And then fourth, the grading system this semester is different from the usual. Now we are 60-40. So the usual is whatever output you have, we will grade that according to your output and your performance task. But the given or the mandated grading sheet, grading computation to us is that I think it's 60-40. 60% performance task, 40% mood. Your module is based quantitatively. So if you are going to do an SIP and your module is on quantitative, that will be an extra effort for you. So doble-doble. So it's up to you guys. Kung kaya nyo, go. I know you also have other subjects. You still have physics this semester. So weigh in kung ano yung kaya nyong gawin lang this semester. You only have how many months left? November, December, January, February. And then we also have Christmas break pa. So you only have 4 months left, and make sure na feasible ba to? Kaya ko ba to? So in choosing your research topics, if I haven't approved it yet or if you haven't submitted yet, be specific. Nandun na yan sa video na sinend ko na nasa Google Classroom, yung how to choose a specific topic, and then make it measurable. Ano yung mga variables nyo? Nandun naman yan sa module 1 and 2, diba? Yung variables. And then, make sure that it's attainable at this time of a pandemic. Again, we are in the midst of a global pandemic and the virus is still out there. Also, R, smart dapat eh. So, specific, measurable, attainable. R is for realistic. So, sabi yung realistic, makamundo naman siya or kaya naman natin siya, diba? And then, for sure, your topics are realistic and kaya nyo naman siya. And then, last is time-framed or time-bounded. So, we are 5 months away or 4 months away to the submission of your research proposal. So, I need to know when are you going to submit that papers. If you're going to pursue with SIP, how are you going to do it? Who will be your third-party consultants? How are you going to test your works? Where are you going to do that as well? And if you can get your parents' waiver. And lastly, I need to set a deadline already for your research topics. Okay? So your research topics deadline will be on Monday next week. And also, you can start, for those of you who have approved research topics by me already, you can start sending me your plans, and that you can also set a schedule with me for your one-on-one consultation with me, accessible via Google Meet, Google Google Meet, Zoom, and Messenger. So that's it, guys. If you still have more questions, my line is open sa Messenger. Thank you, guys. Bye. See you on Monday.